episode, we're talking about what do I delegate first? Now, we've done many episodes about the value of hiring someone and delegating certain tasks to them. This can be huge for your business. But a lot of questions that I get are, "Well, how do I know what to delegate first? What is something that I should be doing first for someone?" And what I do is I make a list of all the things that I do in one day, and then I start with the thing that I hate to do the most. By choosing the thing that I hate to do the most and giving that to someone else, it frees up not only the time that I would spend doing it, but more importantly, the mental energy that I spend thinking about that task. I don't know if you're like me, but there's a lot of things that I do every day that I just don't like doing. And if I procrastinate them, it turns into a big, ugly, scary monster that I don't want to do even more, and I procrastinate it more. And so the best thing to do is to make that list of all the tasks that you do every single day, but choose the ones that you hate, that you're not good at, that would most likely take too much time for you to learn. For example, editing videos. That is a really big task. There are people that do that task amazingly well, and if you're not in a position to learn Final Cut Pro, it's oftentimes better to just delegate that out to someone else. So when you create that list of things that you do every day, it could be as easy as just taking your notebook around with you and writing down every single thing that you do, and then reviewing that list and saying, okay, what are the things that could be given to someone else? The things that I don't need to be doing. Because when you look at that list, I think you're going to be surprised at how many things you don't need to be doing. But there are certain things that only you can do. For example, recording this podcast. That's something only I can do. But the editing can be sent out, the social media associated with this podcast can be sent out, all the things related to this podcast besides the actual recording can be sent out. There's no reason for me to do that. It's not my area of genius. Plus, I have a team of amazing people. And by me hiring them, that supports their small business as well, which continues to create this amazing ripple effect in the entrepreneurial world. So if you're someone who has been struggling with, I know I need help, I need to hire someone, I know I need to do this, but I don't even know where to start, it starts with making that list, because that list will help you also organize different tasks. So maybe there's certain things that notice that are all done with a computer. Maybe there's multiple things that are involved with editing. All those things could be combined into one part-time or full-time position. You can create your job description out of those tasks, which will help you narrow down a pool of people and what their skills are and what you need. So really, it all starts with that list. And you probably know that I'm a list maker. My Apple Notes app on my iPhone is full of different lists. So if this is something that you're like, oh my gosh, I don't know where to start, just pull up your phone. If you're like, ugh, I don't want to type it, I don't even have time for that, use the voice memo function and email it to yourself. It can transcribe it, send it to you via email, and then you can edit it in a Google Doc. There's so many different ways that you can create a list these days. It doesn't have to be physically typing or writing it out. Whichever you prefer, whether it's digital, paper, whatever floats your boat, make sure that you are creating these lists, because lists can really help you in all aspects, not just in delegation. But I think it's most important in delegation because there's probably so many things that you're doing every day that you don't even realize that you do. You just do them out of habit. A lot of people find themselves doing a lot of tasks at home: laundry, dishes, cleaning, whatever your destination procrastination is. And I'm sure you've got one. I know I have a couple. Creating these lists can really help you go through what you're doing every day and determine what you can outsource. Now, one question that you might be asking yourself is, well, this is great, Jill. I've got all these lists. I figured out how many people I need to hire, but where in the world am I going to get the money from? And that part is easy, because if you have outsourced a whole bunch of things that you shouldn't be doing that can be done by someone else, you'll have time to focus on the things that matter, the things that make you money. If you're curious about how I use my lists to make sure that I'm categorizing everything and making the most out of my time, make sure that you stop by my website, get my free clear guide. It's also at the top of my YouTube banner, as well as linked down below in the show notes of this podcast. It's a game changer and it can really change your life. The value of lists is huge. And so if it's not something that you're doing right now, I strongly encourage you to.